Okay, good morning, everybody. Let's go ahead and get caught up on everything today. A bizarre commercial that Melania Trump appeared in which she was depicted as being the first female president. This was all the way back in 1993. Then we have Trump turning blue like a Smurf, his right hand bruised, he says, from handshaking. Then we're going to decode the new Smurf movie trailer, which literally the Smurf movie already released on Rosemary's Baby's birthday, June 28th, Adrian's birthday. Remember, the Smurfs were originally called the Strumps. And then after that, remember the RKO radio music tower from yesterday's show? We were all laughing because someone didn't get the memo. We were having a little fun at the end of yesterday's show, but I had the giggles for like an hour after that, just cracking up. But anyway, in all seriousness, the RKO radio music tower, you guys identified live on the air, and literally 2 hours after the show yesterday, after we found the RKO radio music tower, the new Stranger Things trailer came out, and guess what it's all about? A radio music tower. Seems like we're kind of ahead of the curve, aren't we, on some of this stuff? And then at the end of the show today, we're going to cover the Tomorrowland stage fire. The whole stage went up in flames. Now, good morning, everybody. Let's go ahead and get started. Welcome back to the channel. And this has to be the strangest thing I think I've ever seen. We're going to look at this video of Melania Trump back in 1993, and she literally played the first female president in this Slovenian commercial. She was 23 years old, and guess how old Trump was? He was 47. 47th president, maybe? Maybe. This is spooky. Now, this was found by Univision because this was not listed on her IMDb page. Univision found this back in 2016, I think right after the first election of that one in which Trump won. And here's Melania. Now we're going to look at this. This is crazy. This is just insane. There's a point in here where she's literally signing immigration papers. And they found that this was the case. Univision looked this up and they found, think about this, Univision, right? That's like Mexico. But they found this and they show the European Union flag. And then they discover that she's signing immigration papers. Unbelievable. This was almost like a harbinger of things to come. And this also begs the question, is Melania Krasnov, the Russian alter ego spy? Krasnov. Melania Navs was her original name, Knavs, and Krasnov was the alleged pseudonym that Trump took on as the Russian spy. This is insane. Now let's skip through some of this. I'm not going to play this, but this is Melania back in 1993 pretending to be the president of the United States. She's putting on makeup in this one scene. 23 years old. Whoa. Look at that patch on there. Here's her I'm going backwards. She's getting off of like Air Force One. What does this say? It says IATA, whatever that means. Keep going backwards here. This is her first getting off of. I'll put a link to this for the person that found this or originally posted this video we're watching right now. But this is crazy. What are those patches? Let's play just a second of this. Oh, those are the motorcycle guys. Okay. So creepy. There she is waving. Now I'm going forward. Now the clock, the watch here, I noticed it appears to say 1:19, which would be 9/11 backwards, which is even more crazy because in 1993 there was a bombing at the World Trade Center. And then here her watch says 1:19, 9/11 backwards. That's pretty much it. Again, I'll put a link to this. And she signs it at the end, these immigration papers. Whoa. I understand that they signal these things, don't they? They signal these things. This could have been what was going on there. I'll go into chat, get your reaction. Then we'll get into Trump's bruised right hand. Things just keep getting stranger and stranger every single day, you guys. Every day they just keep getting stranger. So I'm in the chat. Yeah, that is weird, right, Shelly? Marcy's giggling. Whoa. Trump was 47 years old. Okay, IATA is Italian Air Transit Authority, maybe, says John. Huh. All right, let's keep going. Let's get into Trump's bruised right hand. This is about as spooky as it gets. This was just yesterday, and one of the reporters noticed that Trump had this strange clown makeup on his hands. I mean, you think that they would match the colors a little bit better, right? I mean, he is the president of the United States. And then they realized the cover story is that Trump's hand is bruised. And it's black and blue. He says it's from shaking so many hands, but he's got it covered in clown makeup here. Now, this begged the question in my mind. We all know that the Nephilim were clowns. There's a YouTube channel that talks all about this, Nephilim being clowns. And it makes you wonder, did they wear makeup to cover their blueness? Maybe their blue appearance was shocking. And so they covered it with this clown makeup. Maybe that was what was going on. I don't know all this, but we're just trying to extrapolate all this out. It's just weird. We've never seen any other president get bruising on their hand from shaking hands. Now, of course, Trump is under a lot of public scrutiny, so everyone's looking at every little detail, but it's just weird, isn't it? Seems weird to me anyway. Now, if you think all this sounds silly, this actually relates back to the Smurfs. Now, we've covered this before, but this was one of those series of decodes that a lot of people thought was just too silly to believe, but now it's all coming full circle. The original name of the Smurfs were the Shrumps, as you can see on your screen. And we decoded several of the Smurf movies in which Trump buildings appeared multiple times. Trump World Tower, as well as, I believe, it was the fountain in Central Park under Trump Tower, and maybe Trump International Hotel. I think those were the three buildings that appeared in the Smurfs. You have to go back to my Smurf decodes. But these buildings not only appeared in the Smurf movies, but they appeared at the epicenter of where the Smurfs traveled into our dimension. And in one case, when Gargamel escapes from prison, you see Trump World Tower in the background. And he literally flies right over it. We also found that Gargamel's name could be scrambled to say MAGA Grell, MAGA being now the group that is claiming to turn on him. I don't believe any of this. I think all of this is a setup. I'm starting to wonder if isn't to ease in the next presidency that will turn Democrat, and then they will come after all of the Christians and right-leaning people. It makes you wonder, doesn't it? Now, we also had the connection of Trump's own family, his sons calling each other Smurfs as a term of endearment, so it's a thing. So we're not stretching any of this. And of course, now we have the fungal apocalypse that was named by the CDC during COVID. And then, of course, The rest are the Last of Us TV series, all about the fungal apocalypse, mushrooms growing out of control. And all this is happening literally on Trump's watch. So there's something to all this on a spiritual level, isn't there? There's something to all this. Now, the new film, which is what we're talking about now, literally released in Belgium on Adrian's birthday. Adrian from Rosemary's Baby, the Antichrist in the film, June 28th was her due date. Now, we just decoded Rosemary's Baby a couple days ago. And so if you haven't seen that, it might be time to get caught up. Now, let's take a look at this Smurfs trailer. Look at this. There's Gargamel. Here you can see his Freemasonic magic floor uses a portal. You also see Grok, the black hole, right here on the cover of one of these magic books, like a portal book. I mean, this is crazy. Like, these people are literally ushering in the demons. Now, there's another part in here where they literally blaspheme the Holy Spirit. Let's take a look. Well, I shouldn't say blaspheme the Holy Spirit, but basically, there's a part in here where there's a pretzel. And I had to look up the pretzel because I'm like, what's the significance of a pretzel being snapped in half? Let's see if I can find it. Gosh, it goes by so fast. I should have probably figured out the timestamp. But look at this. Portals everywhere. Here's the Intergalactic Evil Wizard Alliance. And he's basically holding a meeting. And then he talks about, we found the Smurf world, the Smurf village, opens a portal. And then they show Smurfland or Smurf Village. It's all about the portals, you guys. Always has been. Here's the Eiffel Tower. I think it's close to this place, some of this here.
And we take no prisoners.
Okay, there's a part in here where, let's see, I think it's
This of the
universe.
Ready. Brace for impact.
There it is. So here's the part. These two, these have to be Germans because this is where the pretzel was invented. They say German monks invented the pretzel. And the pretzel literally represents, let's read it, traced back to early medieval Europe with stories pointing to Italian or German monks creating the twisted bread as a treat for children learning their prayers. These early pretzels, known as pretiola or little rewards, were shaped to resemble arms crossed in prayer. The pretzel's popularity spread amongst Europe, eventually becoming a symbol of good luck, prosperity, and even love. German immigrants then brought pretzels to the U.S., where they became a staple in Pennsylvania. Early origins. The three holes in the pretzel are said to represent the Holy Trinity. So, when you see a blue blood creature, well, Magagrel, I guess it wasn't a Smurf that dashed it apart. When you see them dashing it apart, essentially that's dashing apart the Holy Trinity. Let's play this in slow motion to see if there are any other clues here. Turn off the sound. Okay. So there he goes through the pretzel. So that's absolutely has to be about the dashing of the Holy Trinity. Whoa. So crazy. Now we'll be decoding this when it comes out when it releases in America. It's already released in Belgium, as I showed you. Now let's get into Stranger Things. Now this is crazy because just yesterday, you guys found this image because it was the headdress on Julia Garner's head in a costume in the movie Apartment 7A. And I couldn't find it. And I'm like, I need your help. Let's find it. You guys found it. This is a match. It's got the lightning bolts, the rings, and the tower. All those elements were in her headdress costume in the movie. Well, 2 hours after you guys found this, the Stranger Things trailer released. Literally 2 hours after. And guess what? It's all about a radio tower. Here they are. Let's skip through some of this. Now, now I'm not going to play this because, everything's copyright. But basically, here are the characters. They're in basically a radio hall. It's called let's see here. Let's back this up a little bit. W, there's a decibel reader. Let's see. Oh, here we go. WSQK. So remember, we had RKO, and now they've got WSQK. And then you see the radio tower off to the right. And what are they doing? They're opening a portal. Wow, the plot thickens, doesn't it? And this whole thing, and of course, there's all these sequences, and the hair on the back of his neck is standing up. These people are up to something. Here's 1966. This is the date from Rosemary's Baby, and it's on a tombstone, 1966, the year the Antichrist was born. It says, "Burn in Hell, Edward Munson." This is shocking, you guys. Literally, like we're one step ahead of all this. There's no way anybody could know all this. Here's the watch. Let's see what the watch says. 212. Okay, what is that? 212s is 66. Oh. Huh. And they're all going to fight to keep the portal closed from evil. That's what the Stranger Things movie or TV series are all about. There's the radio tower. Holy smokes, this place. Yeah, literally the radio tower's opening the portal. Let's play that back again.
Wherever this blood leads.
Holy smokes, look at the spiral going up to the radio tower. So I think we're on to something. Now we're going to stay on this, of course. But the radio decibels keep going higher and higher and higher throughout the trailer. See how high it gets. Oh, it gets up to 100 decibels. Makes you wonder, right? Makes you wonder. Let me go back in here. Get your guys' reaction to all this. Pretty shocking, isn't it? Being on the cutting edge of truth. Wow. I feel humbled every single day getting to get up in the morning and do this with you guys. Now, apparently there was a huge stage fire at the Tomorrowland Music Festival. And of course, we all remember the movie Tomorrowland, in which the Eiffel Tower was part of it, just like we saw in the Smurfs trailer, the Eiffel Tower. And so here we are. And take a look. Tomorrowland Music Festival main stage severely damaged by a massive fire. Now, this is an electronic music festival, but it's got the whole Tomorrowland theme to it. And here's the fire. That is massive. Massive. It destroyed the entire stage. I don't know what they're going to do, if they're going to rebuild this. This is in Boom, Belgium. Oh, huh. Tomorrowland, Belgium, where the Smurfs trailer, the Smurfs movie actually premiered, in which the trailer had the Eiffel Tower from Tomorrowland. And here we have the Tomorrowland burning down. Holy smokes. Now, nobody died in this huge fire, but this is pretty weird, right? Pretty weird. Now, I got a surprise for you guys, because after today's show, probably I think in another 30 minutes or an hour, for those of you that are interested, I wanted to show you guys my wine making project. So I put together a short video this morning, and it's going to premiere after this show. So you guys can join me on the watch page for that. After this show, we can hang out and chat after this show. This was a kind of a short show today. But then tomorrow, we will be going back through some of the Blacklist TV series. I think I have like 10 or 12 decodes from Blacklist, and almost every single one of them predicted Trump's presidency before it happened and everything that came with it. the AI police state, the pandemic, all of it was in the Blacklist series. So I'll be showing that to you guys tomorrow. We're going to screen one of those together in a premiere. So uh, Rebecca says, will it be here? Yeah, the winemaking video is scheduled to premiere at in a couple hours. Actually, it's going to be a couple hours. So, wait, did I schedule it for? Oh, I scheduled it in an hour, 1 hour, and one more hour. So we can hang out here for a little bit longer. But good morning. So what do you guys think of all this? This is insane, right? Looks like Carol's getting some rain over there. Okay, thanks, Marion. Marion's got to go to exercise class. Yeah, we're pretty much done. I'm just hanging out with you guys for a little bit. Wine for me, says Joey. All right. Okay, guys, we'll pop off here. I'll probably just go open up the other watch page for the winemaking video and hang out with you guys and chat until that starts in an hour. Thanks for showing up, everybody, and I'll see you over there. Much love.